Hi everyone, this is Sai of Sai's Sphere. Welcome to another episode of Sai's Kitchen. For today, we're going to make Bistek Tagalog. Let's get started!
Good food that uplifts your mood never tastes so good. Cook with us at Sai's Kitchen.
Filipino dish is very rich and we have so many versions of beef stew. And one of them is the Bistek Tagalog. I gather it has its origin with beef steak and it has evolved to bistek. For our ingredients, we have very few ingredients actually. We need thin slices of beef meat, onions, garlic, calamansi or calamondin, and some soy sauce, and of course, salt and pepper to taste. We will be also needing cooking oil. For this recipe, we need to marinate our meat with the soy sauce, the calamansi juice or calamondin juice with pepper. So we need to marinate it for at least 30 minutes. Again, the key here, the longer you get to marinate your meat, the better it is. First is we need to pan fry our onions. So I have here onions. So what I will be doing is I'm gonna pan fry at least half of the onions and I will use them back later to garnish our dish. So we're gonna add a bit of cooking oil. So take note, when we pan fry our onions, just make sure that it is cooked just halfway. We do not have to overcook it because we will be using it again later. And the way you slice your onions is you just slice it across the bulbs, so you will be making those beautiful onion rings. So we just wait for our onions to soften a bit and wait for its aroma to rise. And we're gonna set this aside for a little while. And by the way, we thank all our subscribers and followers for trying out our recipe. We promise we will be featuring all your posts. I just need to find time to do that. Okay, now that you see that they have started to separate each other and you're able to see those beautiful onion rings, we will now remove it from the pan and we will set them aside for later. Now we are going to pan fry our beef. So we're just gonna be adding a little bit of cooking oil. When we pan fry our beef, we do not have to overcook it because we do not want the meat to harden. So we just need to fry it like a minute on each side, just enough to brown the meat. You can arrange it in colander and drain the marinade, and make sure to keep and set aside the marinade because we are going to use it later for our sauce. After we have pan fried all our beef meat, we're gonna saute our onion and our garlic. So we are going to saute the remaining onions. Feel free to add more cooking oil if you think you need more oil. Then we're going to add our garlic. So we will just be cooking it, or we need to saute it for a few minutes. And now it's time to add our marinade. We are just going to let it simmer for a minute and then we are going to add our beef. Feel free to also add some water because we are going to simmer our beef until the meat becomes tender. And finally, we are going to add our beef meat. And now we are going to wait for our meat to get tender. And this is the part when it's going to show what the quality of meat that you have. So for this recipe, I suggest that you use the sirloin because this is the tender or the soft part of beef meat. Or you can go ahead and do very thin slices of your beef and you can tenderize them. And if you happen to have enough time to marinate it, it's also gonna help tender or make the meat become more tender. And we are going to season it with salt and pepper. And you do not have to add too much salt because the soy sauce is already tasty. Our Bistek Tagalog is ready.